Hey guys, Tarke here. I'm just going to run a map and just talk because I'm in a build envy sort of mood. This is something which happens to me every couple of leagues. I'm sure you guys have experienced this as well. You have your league start goes really well. You get the stuff done on your league start you want to get done. And you're like, right, let's mess around and make some new builds. And then you make some new builds and you're like, yo, my league start feels better than this. And then you end up just cycling, just doing this thing of like, okay, I'll get a new character to maps, then I guess I'll do a bit of my league start, and then I'll get a new character to maps, and yeah. So in the last couple of days, I leveled a Pathfinder to maps. I did like one map on it and was like, eh. I started leveling a Eye of Winter character, and then I benched that in like Act 5. I've been looking at spectral helix trees. I've been looking at some ballista setups. Part of me is kind of tempted to just make a pure exannuate build, because I think that's the main thing that I'm missing from this character. I just find it very satisfying just throwing exannuates. Part of me is kind of tempted to just keep pushing this character, but I'm like, do I want to keep pushing this character, or do I want to make like a dedicated, like actual exannuate character? Either a Trickster or a Scion, because that isn't something I played last league. And the only thing about this build, which I've been a little bit like on, is I played a lot of traps last league, and everyone keeps complaining about me playing traps. So I kind of feel like I should be playing a non-trap character, basically, because everyone's like, oh, trap meta, blah, blah, blah. Ooh, bit laggy there. So part of me is, yeah, kind of tempted to do a pure exannuate character. Just so I haven't tried it. But I'm a little bit worried about how the single target on that would be, since I'm very acutely aware that most of my single target is currently coming from the seismic traps. And I could, in theory, throw a seismic trap onto a normal exannuate character, and that's probably something I would just do. Why is my FPS being so bad? I don't know if you're seeing the stutters, but for me, I'm getting a lot of stutters. This is why I didn't upload my Cirrus kill footage, because I was getting a lot of these weird stutters. Interesting. Performance, by the way, question mark. So yeah, I don't know. If you guys have got any suggestions for me, I would be very curious to see like what you kind of think. This is something I go through every couple of leagues. Like, I'll have one build that I really vibe, and then it just doesn't matter how hard I try, like nothing really compares to it. And it's a weird one. It's a weird one. It's kind of funny. I was actually kind of tempted. One of the builds that I had in like my back pocket was actually going to be Explosive Concoction. So I league started Explosive Concoction and ditched it. And I then got a Ellie Overload weapon from a blueprint and was like, well, I'll play that at some point because I'll do the trick where you force it into your offhand and then I can still get Ellie Overload. Because it specifies you have to have your main hand empty. And then they fix that interaction, so I can't do that. It's like, whoa. So yeah, that's what I was actually about to start leveling. So some of the other things I've been considering was Cremation. I used to play a lot of Cremation. I used to play a lot of non-Archmage Cremation. I used to quite enjoy that. But I don't know how much damage that would do these days. I asked Octavian about it, and he was kind of like, oh, yeah, I don't know if that's going to do enough damage, bro. And I had a glance at PB Ninja. I could only find 2 people doing non-Archmage Cremation, and they were a pair of chieftains in hardcore called like 0 DPS. So I'm like, not too confident in that idea. I think if you were to ask me right now, I would be most likely to make a pure exannuate character, or alternatively try and remake this build but as a Scion, and the reasoning being is you just have a... I think the damage would be slightly lower doing this as a Scion, but you would be quite a lot tankier. You'd have about another 1,000 to 2,000 life, and you would have instant war cries on left click. So, you know, pretty decent, pretty decent. I think you, in that tree, you have like slightly higher exannuate, but then you get lower seismic trap, so it's kind of like a wash. So it sort of evens out. I mean, it especially evens out in the sense that a lot of the bosses are very mobile. So it's one of those things where on very mobile bosses, you value the exannuate more than the seismic trap. Like, Cirrus is very good at just being like, haha, I'm not standing in your shit, which is very frustrating when he does that. I'm just feeling a bit kind of... And I don't even think it's, like, to do with this patch of this league, because I've quite enjoyed this league so far. It's just a thing of, like, I just don't really know what build I want to play. I was a little bit bummed out by the Eye of Winter. I was actually vibing that quite a lot to level. But then for whatever reason, the build felt a lot worse when I went Unleash. When I first got it and I was just running Eye of Winter faster casting, I'm like, oh, this feels kind of cool. I kind of dig it. And I shoved Unleash in it with the Unleash nodes. And then for whatever reason, I was just kind of like, eh. I don't know why. I would have thought I would have liked Unleash. But for whatever reason, Unleash for me was a no-go. Unleash was a yuck. So that was kind of unexpected. That was not something I was expecting at all. So, if anyone has currently played Exannuate this league, and can be like, yeah, the damage feels really bad, or actually, yeah, the damage still feels kind of decent, let me know. I have the issue that I don't have like the cold iron points and stuff, and I could, if I got really desperate, just go low life. That was actually one of the things I was thinking about doing for this build, was turning this into a hybrid low life character, which is still a valid option, so that could be something I might consider trying. But I don't know, I'm just feeling a little bit lost right now. Generally what I recommend to do when you have this feeling is just keep mapping on your main character, because I've effectively spent like 3 days leveling builds but not doing anything with them, so I've basically just wasted 3 days. So yeah, when in doubt, just map. But I just want to know what I'm doing. But yes, I'm Tarke. Have a good day. Keep going on walks, by the way. I've been doing a lot of walking. That's another thing I do. I'll level a character and be like, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I guess I'll just go on a walk. So I guess it's keeping me healthy. But yes, I'm Tarke. Have a good day. Bye-bye.